We're live.
All right, what's up, everyone? Finally, we coming back with a review. All right, it's been a while, but here we are. Why do you make the screen smaller?
I'm trying to check them all out. All right.
There you go.
All right.
Let's just get right into it. Let's get into the first topic at hand. All right,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be the plot. Anyway, so
Yeah.
Shad, what do you think of the plot? All right, New Hope.
I be honest with you, I forgot how to do this, but
Don't
plot.
worry, I'm under control.
The overall plot, I think it's A New Hope. Okay.
Yes, it is.
It's definitely linear. It's very kind of very simple in a way. It's just almost like a straight line. Like you look at episode 2, they go into multiple directions. Episode 4, it's just straight line. They're all
Very
together.
direct, right? They know
They're
what
very
they.
direct.
It's very simple.
And I actually do like that. We were talking about this in the tier list, and I actually do like that. I like that it's just direct. Just it gets right to the point basically. So,
Okay,
but yeah.
that's well for me. I'm gonna have to say that this is pretty good. I agree with you. I see. You notice in the other movies, it's kind of like there's two types of like there's like two types of stories basically. And what I mean by that is like one part of the movie focuses on one character, and then the other focuses on another. Like in Empire, like Han and Leia do their thing, and then Luke and goes off and does his thing. And this, they're all like together, and I think they tried to do that because they're basically trying to develop the characters. Basically, I don't know if you're zoning out there, but anyways, um, it's they kept them together because they're trying to basically develop the characters, and I liked that. And I don't know, I think that we kind of know them okay towards then, like more so Luke than anyone. I think Leia we knew the least through this one because she kind of came in just at the end, but I think they did a good job with them. So yeah, I think the plot's pretty straightforward, and yeah, that's what. So it's pretty solid. I can't hear you anymore.
It's definitely very simple because it can be a little bit maybe you could say too simple, but
Hmm.
I mean, this is the first movie of Star Wars, so this is not like there wasn't any Star Wars nerds walking around at this time, so they had to make it simple for like the normal people, for normal folk. So that made sense to me.
All right, so I think we can move on from this. Pretty
Oh,
straightforward.
wait, before we move on, what do you think of the beginning? I've heard some people think of the beginning like of the plot. So Luke, like, and the droids, that's kind of boring. What do you think of it? Do you think it's boring? It's kind of slow. What do you think?
I mean, I think it was made in 1997, and if it's boring,
75.
well, no, it was in 1977, not 75.
Well, it was filmed in like 75,
Okay,
74.
but I'm talking about the release date. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So it was released in 1977, and basically that's all there is to it. You have any issues with it? It can't be helped because I mean, if you're making a movie back then, how good is it going to be, right? Um, and it is good. So of course there's some lacking points to it, like some things in special effects, maybe a little bit slower compared to what we're used to in the newer movies and stuff like that. So it is what it is, and I overall I don't really like George when he went back and he changed some things. He made special effects. I don't think he needed to do that. Could have just kept it the way it is. All right. So yeah.
I see. I agree with you. Although I think that I don't I'm not much of a like we're gonna get into this in like the CGI and stuff, but I don't think oh what's I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing. Some of the things he added, George Lucas afterwards. I think it's a little overblown. Like, oh, it ruined the whole movie. No, it didn't really.
Well, I'm
Uh,
not saying he ruined the movie, but
A New Hope is overrated. I don't know. I don't know about that.
to
Let's.
be quite honest, to be fair, you can use that for any. you can use that for literally any movie that is popular. You can say Revenge of the Sith is overrated. All right. A lot of people are going to say that about a certain topic just because it is popular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because A New Hope is popular and loved, there's always going to be people that's going to say, "Oh, it's overrated." And I mean, that's their opinions, but I mean, if it's good, it's good. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
think it's overrated. You want to why? Because it started everything.
I agree. I agree. I
I
think
mean, the story there's not really you can't really hate the movie. The only thing you can say is it's boring. That's it. You can't
I
say the
think
dialogue was bad. You can't say the characters were bad. You can't say the story's bad. Just boring. All right, that's
I
all
think
you can say.
you can make a case that some people it's underrated actually. So I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. But anyway, let's move on to our second category, the characters. So we're gonna start with Luke because he's the main character. You can start that one off since I started this one off.
All right, yeah, that's fine. The main character, to be honest, he's not my cup of tea, and I know that's a little bit weird saying that, but I like him. All right, I like him more so a main character. Like I like what they did, but I don't like his personality per se. Like throughout their originals, he's always been the golden boy, and I don't know. I just think that, especially like, of course, he has some. He obviously gets some development in the fifth movie and the sixth and stuff, but in this fourth one, he just seems kind of like naive and very nice. He seems very naive, and I don't like his personality very much, to be quite honest. At some points he's kind of a little bit annoying, to be honest.
Yeah,
Uh, to me, and I mean maybe that's what they're trying to aim for. But as a main character, I think like Obi-Wan, better main character, a lot better. Like I love him as one of the. He is one of the main characters in the prequel, so I'd prefer that main character a lot more than this. But it's not bad. So
I agree. I agree. I think he acts kind of like a kid sometimes. How old is he supposed to be in the episode 4?
he's a
Uh,
19.
19, and he acts a lot of times just like a 12-year-old. I mean, if he was like, even if he was 16, that still would have been kind of. But still, I would have given him a pass. But 19-year-olds old and he's playing with a toy. Like there's a meme about it. Like
Yeah, exactly. Like he's 19, he's playing with toys. Oh, but Dad, I don't know. I
yeah,
want to do this.
yeah, it
Oh,
doesn't make
look, this.
sense.
Listen, there's a cute girl. We gotta save her. Like it just seems a little bit annoying to me. And I'm glad we have that blend of things. Like Han is the blend that blends it out. He's like, "Hey, kid, I'm not doing that shit."
Yeah, he acts more. Han definitely acts more a bit more mature. Like
A lot more,
actually, yeah, a lot more. Yeah.
more realistic. You could say he's selfish and scummy, but he's realistic. All right.
All right. Next character. Han.
All right. Well, I just basically said some
Yeah.
things. He's realistic. All right. He's more mature. He's more cocky. He's basically the exact opposite of Luke. All right. And I like him a lot more in this
I do
movie.
like Luke. He has a kind of like a very optimistic spirit, and I think I do like that. Like the fact that he's kind of like he's out of the three of them, he's the optimist. Basically, he's the one who thinks like, oh, it's all gonna work out. Like it's all right. I do like that about him, but like because it kind of balances Han out and Leia because Han and Leia are not very like I would say they're more so on the pessimist side than they are optimists. So I like how Luke is kind of like the beacon of light for all of them. He's like the hope basically. So for Han, I like his attitude. He's meant to be more of he is a smuggler, but he's meant to be more of a. Oh, we got a few people in the comments, but uh,
You can get to them.
all right. I'm making. What's up? What's going on?
Hey, what's up,
And
man?
my favorite thing about the New Hope is that it feels classic, and the part on the Death Star is really cool. Yeah, definitely. I think the Death Star thing is probably the best thing about it.
And speaking of the Death Star, made a video about it. Go check it out.
We made a video about the. Oh yeah, you did. Ah,
Yeah, I did. Or did you
yeah,
forget?
I forgot a little bit, but Yeah, he made a video on what if it never blew up. So make sure to check
Yes,
that
sir.
out. So yeah, but I was saying, Han is meant to be more of like a mercenary fighting for money. So I get the role he plays, and I like that he kind of gets redeemed in the end with when he comes back and stuff. So yeah.
Okay.
Now Leia, what do you think of Leia?
Uh, she's a bit of a bitch, to be honest. Listen. All right, listen. You know what I find interesting? Why is it in the fourth movie and in the fifth movie she acts like snotty and feisty, but then the sixth movie she acts like different, like you know what I mean? Like she has a big personality change for some reason. Like I don't know if you ever noticed this, but when I notice, it, I'm like, wait a second, what the heck is that? Like you can tell like her hair's down and stuff like that in the movie. She's more like sweeter. It's very interesting to say the least. And in this one, she's, as I said, a bit bitchy to be honest. She's very mouthy. She's bold. She definitely's got more balls than Luke or Han. All right, I mean, it kind of shows that a little bit. She's like, "Give me the damn gun!" Starts shooting and stuff like that. Actually,
Yeah,
you know what? Maybe Han has a little bit more than her because he ran for those
yeah,
stormtroopers.
he ran and he
So
went straight back.
he's in second for sure. All right, Luke, he's still got some growing to do, if you know what I mean. But anyways, she's pretty good. I don't I wouldn't go. I think people love her because ooh, you know she fights and stuff like that. She's the first girl to basically take charge and take lead. I mean that's cool, I guess. Um, she's not a bad character at all. But do I think she is overrated a little bit? Yeah. But what do you think of Leia?
I think Leia is definitely a key part of. I like her when she was in the start of the movie. She was kind of uh, like defying Vader and defying Tarkin and stuff. I like that. And but the thing I don't, she doesn't really play a role in the rest of it though. Like in the rest of it, she just gets rescued and just after that, she basically doesn't
She
matter.
really sits on the damn base, and she has and it's Han and Luke doing the other stuff. You know.
Yeah, she has no purpose after that. The Tarkin and she gets rescued. Like she basically has no purpose. But
Let's
I
be
do like
honest. What purpose does she have in Return the Jedi? I mean, she helps on Endor a little bit, but she gets shot. Remember?
yeah, I
Um,
remember that.
and in Empire, she's with Han. She has a purpose in that
Okay,
one.
she has a purpose in episode 4 and episode 5 and episode 6. It's just that her purpose is always tied to Han. I think a lot of times it's tied to Han.
Except for the fourth one. All right.
Well, a little bit of that one. I mean, even that one, there was still some like tension between her and Han, and it was building up to episode 5 and 6. So
Oh,
I
they
think
hate each other though. They hate.
I
Listen,
know, but they
I think
meant
we were talking this before, but in this one they hate each other, but in the next one they like each other. I
they didn't.
wonder
They hated.
how
Okay,
that kind of.
they pretended
Okay,
to
they
hate each
did
other.
kind of like each
Right?
other,
They
and
liked each other 100%. It's just
not
that
not in the fourth one. They didn't. They didn't in the
they
fourth
did
one.
in the fourth one.
No,
It's
they did not.
yes, he did. Han was like, no, did you not hear? Luke was like, what do you think, a princess and me? Like, it's kind of weird now, but
Listen, he was like,
and
I'm
he said,
trying not to think, but Leia did not like him. She did not
and
like him
he
at all.
okay, and Han said no, no. He literally just said no because I think Han did whether he would admit to himself or not at the time, he did like Leia. Okay, so
Well, that doesn't explain Leia. Leia did not like him. Listen, I know she didn't.
yeah, but they were still building up to the episode 5, so they're not gonna get married in episode 4 right away, dude. So yeah, um, characters, Darth Vader,
He's a badass.
yeah, he's
He's a badass.
definitely
I mean,
in
what
this.
what what else can you say about him? He's iconic. He's a great villain. Um, And I really think that in these, if you just watch like the three originals first, he's very he's very evil for sure. And in the sixth one, you can sign like he has a big arc and a progression. Like in this one, no emotions whatsoever. And then slowly throughout the fifth, you see a little bit more of his emotions, and the sixth one, everything gets everything gets revealed basically. So he has this little arc going on there.
I think Vader definitely is. He's definitely the most. Uh, what do you call him? He's definitely most intimidating in this movie, in compared to episode 5, episode 6. Actually, probably I'm not sure about episode 5 because he did like choke a couple people there, but he's definitely intimidating. He's definitely very like if you were right next to him, literally like you'd probably be afraid. So I like that they made him kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, you would be. I mean, you'd
yeah
probably die too.
maybe, but he's definitely very intimidating, and he feels like an actual threat to the heroes, unlike some villains in like other Star Wars movies or Marvel movies. He actually is intimidating, and he feels like a real threat to them. So, and another character, I don't know why I'm holding a toothbrush, but Tarkin. Tarkin, what do you think of Tarkin?
To be honest, I have nothing to say about him. I mean, I get, oh, he's a military strategist. He's awesome. He's cool and stuff. No, he's
You're crazy.
boring. He's stupid. I'm glad he died because he literally had barely any point. All right, like listen.
Oh, wait,
I
listen
don't
to
care
me.
about
Listen,
the
no, no, no,
books.
no, listen, listen, listen.
I'm
I
not.
think
Listen, just wait. And if you're
no,
saying,
no, no,
oh,
no,
well,
no. Okay,
read the
whatever.
books, you shouldn't have to read the books. You shouldn't have to. I don't like him, dude. And the people that do, I don't understand the reasoning. You know what I mean? Because the stuff I stated off, it's not. He's he's not that good of a character. So yeah, that's why I think of Tarkin.
Well, I've heard my.
Ron, on the other hand,
Okay,
all
okay,
right,
stop.
all
My
right.
turn. On, I
They're trying to.
definitely disagree.
Oh, it's my turn. Mind trick is
It's
gonna
my
work.
turn. Yeah.
Yep.
I definitely disagree with you 100%. I think
Of
Tarkin.
course. Yep. Yep. Let's get
I
into it.
think I think Tarkin would have been would have been would have rivaled Vader in terms
I'm
of
talking.
villain, in terms of being a good villain, because just look at his just he's first off he's intimidating. He's willing to like let a whole freaking planet die because of
Yep.
trying to find a freaking base. And he was the one who did that, not Vader. Vader did not do that. It was Tarkin. That's like he's super intimidating. He was the one who put execution order for Princess Leia.
Listen, if I were to had to face Tarkin or Vader, oh, Tarkin hands down, frail old man, bring it on, man.
Well, no,
Vader,
if he has three
okay,
stormtroopers next to him, you're dead. So,
okay, cool. That just means he's wimpy. He needs other
well,
people to
I'm saying
carry
he's
him.
intimidating because he's willing and he has the resources to kill and
That doesn't matter for me. He's not important. You wanna know why?
I think he
If
is. I think he's
he
a great
was, he would
villain.
have made it to the other movies if he was actually important.
He didn't make it out of movies because he's killed off. And I think
Exactly.
he should have. He should have made it. If he was in the other movies, he would have been a great villain, I think. So,
Okay, well, he's not a great villain. Let's not
well,
live in the alternate
he's a
scenario.
good villain. He's not a great villain because he died, but he's
He's
a
an
good
okay
villain.
villain. I mean, he's nothing special. But let's
I
get on.
disagree. I disagree with you completely.
Disagree,
But
man.
yeah, I'm disagreeing. Darth Sidious. He wasn't even Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan.
In this one,
Yeah, Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. I mean, he's a cool old man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he was
He's a
my
good one.
uncle, that would be like he definitely is pretty wise, and he's willing to do. He's willing to get things done. Uh, and he knew the plan from the start. All right. He knew what he was doing from the start. He was mapping everything out. He basically planned all this stuff ahead of time. He knew Luke was going to meet him. He knew that he was going to eventually face the student again. He knew everything like that. He was
Yeah.
planning it out, and I think that's quite interesting.
This
I think he
movie,
knew everything when it was happening. Like everyone was surprised. Oh crap, we're getting pulled in and stuff like that. You could tell he's like, it's happening. I
yeah,
know
he
what's
could
going
tell.
on. So I think he's a pretty good character.
This movie is basically a lot of it's basically kind of like a very archetypal movie. Like there's the mentor, there's the hero, and there's like the kind of like the guy who just wants the money and whatever. It's very kind of like a standard like movie when you look at it. Like it's kind of basic, but at the time it wasn't really that basic because they didn't have that much movies about that. But it's
Listen,
very
it's this. I think this type of what movie is, or I don't know if it's the main one or the one that actually did start, but it's one of the ones that influenced these type of movies in the future.
Mhm.
And I think that's why it's praised for it because the movies like in the 20th century, 21st century, they have the same formula. Well, that kind of started it. So
I agree. I agree. But yeah, I agree. So I think we're done with the characters, right? Unless you want to suggest any characters.
we gotta do
Oh,
3PO and R2.
let's just bunch them up together, all right? Because they're pretty much the
Yeah,
same. What do
iconic.
you?
They were iconic in this movie for sure. All right.
They were iconic, but at times they were kind of annoying. I think at least like they argued a bit too much. Like I think,
Okay. C3PO can be annoying. R2D2, yeah, not really. Probably due to the fact that he can't really talk, but
yeah, I think C-3PO was a little bit annoying, just a little bit. Like especially when they're in the desert and he was like, "Oh, I'm going here then." Like it's a little bit much,
yeah, I don't know. Like it seemed kind of dumb to me too.
but I mean, it's all right. It's not like Jar Jar levels. So, and he didn't actually like kill a bunch of
Rose
stormtroopers.
or Rose level.
Oh, definitely not Rose. I'd rather have C-3PO 100% than the Rose. But all right, let's move on to action and CGI.
Or lack thereof.
Well, I don't think they had CGI in this like actual like the computer. I don't think that stuff was invented yet.
That's why I said what I did.
So, yeah. But
All right.
action in terms of action, I think I mean, you can tell it's made in the 70s. You can just tell with the like the lightsaber, the blaster bolts is like it's kind of pinkish. It looks weird to be honest with you. And the lightsabers are super like they're not super thin, but they are kind of thin. Like it looks kind of thin, especially compared to the prequels and like Clone Wars. But I don't think the action is the best in this film. But the thing that makes it good, the one like not the one good thing about it, but the one thing that still holds up today is the space battle in the Death Star. That was you could still watch it today, and you it would still look pretty good. All right, it's still not gonna it's not it doesn't look like it's from it doesn't look like it's from the 70s. It's very uh definitely very good the way they made the space battles in uh episode 4. The lightsaber battle with Obi-Wan and Vader was kind of clunky. I think it's like they're just like it's like it was super slow, man. It's like two grandpas trying to hit each other with a stick. It just doesn't really.
And it doesn't really make sense in the future because in the future Vader is rocking it down with Luke, but seriously.
Yeah, I doesn't. I mean, they try to make explanations for it, like oh, Vader was a bit more cautious because he was afraid. Like, but we all know the actual reason because they couldn't really do much, and it's understandable. But still, it doesn't look completely right to have just like just super just hitting like slightly and then
You can't win, dogs.
yeah. Yeah,
But
it's like
anyways, so I agree with you. I think it's a little bit stale. It's a little bit boring. It seems like two old men with a stick, basically. All right, that's what it is. I mean, people probably may not like that we're a little bit dissing on it, but I mean, I think they understand. And I think the space battle is pretty good. I like the space battle. I agree with you on it. I think that episode 6 space battle that's really good. Or that is a really good. Um, but this one's also pretty good, especially for 1977.
Hmm.
And overall, the action and like the Death Star and the shooting and stuff like that. That's pretty good. I mean, it's better than the lightsaber fighting. Anyway, we got comments by the way.
Um, yeah, that was from like 6 minutes ago, but
That you
uh,
answer
but
all the questions.
there's no questions really. It's just statements.
Beef up.
Talking needs to beef up in the gym. I mean, he's a little old. I think it's natural to look that old. Like when you're. I don't think you need to beef up, But I like Tarkin better in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, Tarkin's actually good in like Clone Wars and stuff like that, but not in A New Hope.
If you strip Star Wars down with all the sci-fi stuff, it's pretty much cowboys as the good guys and German soldiers as bad guys. I mean,
I don't know about that one.
German soldiers. Why German in specific? I mean, stormtroopers were a detachment of German soldiers back then, but since Luke is gone, I'm not
I'm
sure.
not gone. I'm still here.
Okay. Uh, Cowboys is Luke really like? I mean, you could say I could see that like cowboy because
I don't
technically
think it is. I don't know if it's Cowboys or Germans.
Luke is from the desert, and which is kind of a cowboy thing, and Han is more of like a smuggler. So he's definitely I could see him as a cowboy, Han, but I'm not sure about German soldiers.
He's not really
The
a
Empire.
cowboy. Han is no.
He acts like it. Okay, like you could see him in a cowboy movie, and I would, huh? He
I don't
plays
think that's his. I don't
he
think that's
plays
his style.
Indiana Jones, man. All right, he acts like a cowboy. All
Yeah,
right.
that's the only reason that you can imagine him like that. But Han Solo and Indiana Jones are very different characters from very different universes.
Yeah, but
You
they're
know,
kind of
the
similar.
only reason you
They
think that
act
is
kind of
because
similar.
you can visualize it. You can visualize him with the hat
That's
and the
not true.
clothes.
That's not true.
That's the only
His
reason.
general demeanor. Plus, in Star Wars, like there's like quick draw, like that. It's literally taken from like Wild West films, Western films. It's taken like the scene where he kind of like draws his gun really fast, like that's straight out of a freaking Western film. All right, he's. I would say his general design is. I would say I'm not sure about if it's true, but I would say George Lucas probably took inspiration from Western films and put it into Han Solo. So yeah. Now let's move on to. Wow, this is a little quick. We're on a rating now. All right, that's this we're
I
punching.
feel as I mean, first off, I personally feel like it's got to do with because we don't have any guests. By the way, like MMA King, if you want to jump on for one of them, let us
and
know. And I also
and
feel like this movie we've talked about a lot. And there's not really any much you can talk about this movie, like in this one and specifically because it's like stuff everyone already knows. You know what I mean? You can't really have deep in discussions about this movie. As whereas Last Jedi, that's a different story.
it's very like okay. The gray uniform look a lot like World War II German. Yeah, it does a little bit. They did take inspiration from German uniforms, but thing is, I think that this movie, like I said earlier, is super basic, super just like regular stuff. So that it's kind of hard to talk about it, like you said, in a very complex way because it's just basic movie stuff. Like I said earlier, there's a hero who's like from a noble, not noble, from a like low background. There's a smuggler or whatever, or like a mercenary type of character. Like it's just there's a mentor. It's like it's basic stuff. So it's hard to really get into it because it's so basic, which is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. So, anyways, dude, uh, rating. Uh, what would you give it?
A 93% out of 100.
93%. That's pretty good. I would give it 90% out of 100. So both A, maybe low A for me, and you give it 93%, low A for you as well. But it's definitely a good movie, definitely a good start to Star Wars. And I mean, I think I think that's it, right? Summary overall, it's there really was no CGI. The action was a little you could say it's stale, and it was a little bit slow, but it did start off Star Wars and introduced it had a few pretty good characters. Darth Vader, Han, Luke was pretty good. I think I would argue Leia was pretty good too. I think overall this movie is not the best, definitely not the best, but it is probably high middle, I would say, or maybe even high. What are you doing?
Top 5.
Top five, yeah, probably top five. All right. I have to go, but I will ask ultimate question. Luke, which with your grass leather jacket?
I don't know, man. What, you don't like it, dude? You don't like it? Come on now.
I can't even notice it. What the hell is going on? All right. What does that mean? Grass. Oh, grease leather jacket. Oh, I see. I thought it was
No, what
grass.
you mean by that?
All right. Well,
Is what it is, man.
yeah,
It's
it
my
is a
style.
tradition
Don't
now.
break
We're,
down
we're
my style, man.
yeah, we're both can just wear jackets now. All right. But
Yep.
anyways, thanks for watching. It's been great to have you guys here and commenting and everything. So this is Entertainment Crew signing. Come on, say out, dude. I was waiting for you to say out. All right, out.
Just
Signing
end it.
out.
All right.